Hey guys, it's Jessica Star here. Today I want to make a video for educational purposes, okay? Because at this point I'm on YouTube and I got to make sure I'm saying the right things, but I do want to also be very truthful with what I'm saying. I want to talk today about the Dominatrix lifestyle. I do want to talk about the pros and the cons to being a dominatrix. Like I said, this is for educational purposes only. I'm not trying to sit here and sell anything to you. I just want to inform you about the lifestyle that can come with a lot of freedom, but can also come with a lot of baggage as well. We all know my life story at this point. I stopped working a lot of these 9-to-5 jobs because I just felt like they were not for me. After I got fired from my last job, that's when I got, into the business. And at first, honestly, no shade, it worked for me because I had so much anger built up inside of me. Now, this is before I got my boobs done, and I kind of did it a little bit after I got my boobs done as well. But for several reasons, I had a lot of anger built up inside of me, so it was inside of me, it was in me, so it was natural. And I said that to say, most of the time, if it's not natural, a lot of these men will sense it, and some men might even take advantage of the fact that they know that you're not really in it. You're only in it for the money, but you're not really dedicated to it. A lot of the doms that make the most money are the natural doms, the doms that will naturally tell you to shut the fuck up if you're talking too much, or the doms that's going to naturally tell you, get out of my face if they're done talking to you. A lot of the women that a lot of people in the public eye or society will see or deem as rude, those are the type of doms that will make the most money, because that's exactly what a lot of men look for when it comes to the dom lifestyle. I was enjoying it. Hey, I get a chance to tell people what to do. I get a chance to be in charge. Men are actually coming to me so that I can tell them what to do, and things like that. And it really helped. I was able to get my teeth done. I was able to get my boobs done. I was able to get a lot of stuff done because that was my field. Now, as time progressed, and I'm going to use myself as an example because I can only talk from personal experience. As time progressed, bitch, I don't know how it is for cis women, but as a trans woman, when you get farther into your transition, at least for me, you become a little bit more feminine. You become a little bit more soft. And for me, I became a lot more soft. I got into a relationship pretty soon, with me being in the business, and it kind of softened me up. So although I still have that side to me, and I had that side to me, it wasn't that I had to not do the dom stuff as much because I was just so soft. It was really because I was just aggravated with it. I was aggravated with the whole man trying to tell me to tell them what to do. I was aggravated with every time I turn around, a man wants me to do something to him. It's like, I'm the girl, I don't want to dress you up. I don't want to lend you my lingerie. I don't want you to wear something feminine and then I'm sitting over here wearing leather. I'm hot. I don't feel like wearing thigh-high boots just because I have an appointment. I don't feel like doing all the extra stuff. I want to sit here in my beautiful netted bodysuit and my feet out with my fresh pedicure and, looking cute. Something that's airy, but something that's cute, seductive, and all of that. But, based off of what type of clientele you build, you will have to, it will literally be work. Like, there were appointments where I would be exhausted. And of course, money would come with that. But I realized it's one of those things where if you keep going and keep on doing it, for me, I feel like that would be okay with me. But what would happen is I would be going and then business would immediately stop. And for me, I don't like the up and down. If it's up, keep it up. If it's down, I don't want to say keep it down, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't need to be down. Just keep it up. And I feel like, personally speaking, mentally, when I would have like 3 days making all of this money and, being in this mindset of, bitch, you're going to do what I tell you to do. You better do it, And then having like a couple of days after that where it's just nothing, pure silence. Nobody's calling, nobody's texting, nobody's coming over. Now I just have myself to be with. in my own company behind these walls where nobody could see me and I can't see anybody else. And you know, it does take a toll on your mental health because it's like, okay, I'm exhausted with dealing with people because I don't want to go out. So I don't want to go outside and deal with people. But at the same time, I need something to do because I got all of this built up aggression and all of this built up energy and I don't know who to give it to. So sometimes, you know, going and dealing with these people, it's good when it's busy. But once it starts to slow down, it's like, what am I going to do with this excess energy that I just created out of this world that I'm in, that I need to be in so that I could afford the type of lifestyle? Because then I wasn't cheap and I'm damn sure not cheap now. I have a lifestyle to fund. So it was just a lot of emotions that went into it, and I was stressed. I was just feeling restless with myself. I was staying in the dark and in the dim. I was heavy on the dom. So I had posters that kind of resonated with that and just a lot of darkness, and I just made it look beautiful. I turned it into a style. I turned the edginess and the darkness that a lot of these men love when you naturally have it for them during the appointments. It was here, stuck with me, not able for me to use it for anything, you know. So especially when I started to soften up, it was definitely difficult to have 3 days where I'm on and then have the rest of the days where I'm off and then go right back to being on. I think that was the most difficult part of being Dom. It was like I would have 3 days of being so Dom, like just dominated, just real, you know, feeling in power. And then I would have the rest of the days where I just feel like all of those emotions are still here. You know what I'm saying? What am I going to do? And you know what happened? It turned on me. All of those emotions, all of those energies, it was like a snake with the thorn at the end. And it's just swishing around and swishing around and swishing around. And I'm getting paid for it. It's finding its next victim. It's finding its next victim. But then when that snake in that tail doesn't have anybody there to kind of, you know, hit with it, it will turn around and it would do what I was doing to other men that I was getting paid for. It would do it to me. And now I'm being hard on myself. Now I'm being aggressive with myself. Now when I go out to the public, I'm being aggressive with everybody. Now I'm going out and I'm just being rude. You know what I mean? There's a difference between being a bitch and being rude. Being a bitch is when you know you that bitch and you know you deserve good and you know you deserve well, but bitches out there don't want to really treat you how you should be treated, so you're gonna have to, you know, be a bitch so that you get what you want. Being rude, because there is a difference that people need to learn. Being rude is just going out and just being rude to everybody, not want to talk to people smiling, you rolling your eyes, just being just a rude person. And that's tacky. That's not cute. So there are a lot of pros to it, such as getting paid a lot of money, taking the vacations that you want to take. If you got anger built up, or if you just want to, you know, blow some steam off, this is a perfect type of field for you. Being the woman in power. And just to be clear, I'm not talking about women that just so happen to be dominant. I'm talking about a dominatrix. Okay? There's a difference. So I don't want anybody thinking that they resonate with this and they're just a dominant person. They're not a dominatrix. Dominatrix is the type of people that's going to get extra dressed up, that's going to find some type of pleasure with this, you know, type of world. And that's why I say it's either you have it or you don't. And that's why it's a business that you can have a lot of money and make a lot of money, because the true ones, they have it. And that separates them from the ones that like to pretend like they have it. Like, honestly, I could easily get into dominatrix mode. It's not that hard for me now. But at first, it really was. Now, it's not hard for me because it's more so ingrained in me. And I've learned how to polish certain things up. So for me, it's more of a switch. I haven't done it in a while. But I could really get into it when I want to. Now, the cons, I think I've listed a couple of them, like the emotional up and down. When business is good, it's good, you're making money, but then when business slows down, it's kind of difficult because then you just have yourself to turn to, and then you still got that built up aggression and that built up anger. Another con for me personally, I don't know about y'all, but when I was really heavy into the dominatrix field, I did not want to leave the house because I felt like I'm in my glory. I'm sitting over here on my throne getting serviced by a bunch of men and getting paid for it. What the fuck am I going to go out in the regular world to do? These people are not going to treat me like how these men are treating me. These people are not going to give me the same respect that a lot of these men are giving me. These people are going to give me attitudes just for me being me, and I'm not even going to get paid for it. So what am I going outside for? Now I'm about to DoorDash everything. Now I'm staying in the house. Now I'm in my own bubble. Now I'm in my own space. And yeah, it might be okay for you, but a bitch like me that knows she deserves to be on the red carpet. A bitch like me that, you know, knows that she deserves to be in the magazine. She deserves to be on TV. She deserves to be in the public eye. She deserves to be in front of millions of people watching her. I know that's me in my soul and in my blood. So what the fuck am I going to sit up here and do if I'm staying in a house all damn day? I'm not going to be happy. And I did that for a couple of years before I had to realize, bitch, I can't be behind closed doors. I can't be stuck in my house. You know, I feel like if I didn't break that, I probably never would have got my BB out, because I met my ex as soon as I stepped out the house. You know, the first event that I went to, I met him, you know, when he was a videographer. And he ended up being the one that accompanied me while I went to go ahead and get my BB out. He was the one that motivated me to get my BB out, you know, and stop, you know, being indecisive. And I talked more about that in the last video before the last one, actually, when I listed my surgery. So for me, it was like, you know, it was like the sun came out. It was like, I was done with the dreariness. And did I lose a couple of hundreds or a couple of thousands because I really wasn't as heavy into the dominatrix lifestyle as I was before? Yeah, but do I feel like I'm going to make more money being on the red carpet? Do I feel like I'm going to make more money being on the camera and being in the public eye and showing my personality and showing my light along with my darkness and my shadow self? Absolutely. Do I believe that I'm going to make more money doing that? Yeah. Another pro is you have a lot of men that will buy you lingerie. You know, you have a lot of men that want to spend their money on you. This is when you come across a lot of pay pigs. So if you don't know what a pay pig is a man that enjoys spending money. Now, I haven't been a dominatrix for the last like a year and a half, and I still come across my regular pay pigs. So I have regulars, you know what I'm saying? I have regulars, you know, people that enjoy, you know, being with me, that have been with me for the last like 3 or 4 years, you know, that I've been doing this. So even though I'm more feminine, it's funny because some of the pay pigs actually like me a little bit more, because it's like they've seen the transformation, and they grow to love the fact that you start to have a soft spot, not only for yourself, but for them as well. But it's very far and few, because I have lost a lot of regulars because I stopped doing as heavy the dominatrix, and they went to other people. They went to a lot of the trans women that just started transitioning that didn't get their boobs done, because they like the fact that this trans woman is still heavily masculated and still heavily, you know, still got that testosterone. Hey, I was one of them, so I know how it is, and I'm not gonna knock it. You know, just don't think you're about to go to that bitch and come right back to the baddest bitch on my soul. Pick your side and choose it, ho. Another con is, yeah, they like to spend money on you, but most of the time they will want you to spend money on them. Like, they'll send you money so that you can buy lingerie for them, so that you can buy a couple of thongs for them. Like when I went on the Denver vacation, when I got flown out by the firefighter man, the story time was a couple of videos ago. I'm gonna put that video link in the bio below. He went into the bathroom and he came back out in a whole fucking pink thong and a bra. Like, let me tell you something. I hated being flat-chested so bad that I get PTSD seeing a flat-chested person with a bra on. Do you know how many times I had to wear bras and with nothing to fill them up, and I just could not stand I could not stand it. I had to understand that it was coming with it. No shade. Just for the strength of me getting flown out and me having money sent to me so that I could go ahead and get something to eat at the airport, and him getting the condo for us and him funding everything while we was together and stuff like that. It came with a life. It came with that. I wasn't into, and I'm still not into it. You know, back in the day, I could kind of bypass it, but I think the more I take my womanhood serious, the more I'm not fucking with it. I'm not fucking with it. It's the same thing. It's the same way how I feel when I see men in beards and they wearing wigs and they like trying to play dress up. You know what I mean? Just for a minute. And I'm not talking about gender fluid men. I'm talking about like men that do it just for the shits and giggles of it. You know, just for the comedic relief. I don't like that, because it's like, girl, what are you like? Stop. You know, you're making a mockery of a whole bunch of different categories that, you know, society is already making a mockery of it. So I don't like that. I don't like seeing it. And I hate to have to deal with that in this type of lifestyle. Because believe it or not, even if you're not in the dominatrix lifestyle, you're still going to have to deal with shit like that. With men asking you to dress them up. And listen, unless it's like a regular and they paid a lot of money, bitch, please. It's a hard lifestyle to leave. And the reason why I say it's a con is because when you finally, it's like you get in that lifestyle, and when you get out, it's like, oh, a breath of fresh air, you know. And then when you deal with somebody and you don't have to be extra dom and stuff like that, it feels nice. It feels like, oh, thank God. But then you got to deal with the loss of a lot of regulars, or a lot of clientele, or a lot of people, or a lot of men that were once drawn to you because they thought that you was dominant. And then when they come over and they realize you're not telling them what to do, you're not, oh, that's another thing. The pressure and the standard that you have as a dom, oh no, it's a job. It ain't no, you know, you make a lot of money at a faster rate, but it is a job. It is an actual job. Like, it's no shade. It really comes with a lot of physicality. I made over $10,000, got me a new MacBook, got me a couple of new things. I had to stand up on my feet for over 8 hours to tell somebody what to do, and entertain, and just be on, and make sure my body was all functioning for 10 hours. Girl, it comes with the territory, you know. And it's either you have it or you don't. Once again, it's either you have it or you don't. Girl, please, I had a beautiful Christmas, let's just say it like that. Based off of how in tune you are with your religion, your belief, your faith, you might have a lot of conscious problems dealing with this type of line of work. Like, you might have a lot of thoughts when it's over. Why did I do that? Oh my God, is God looking at me like I'm just, you know? And although I'm somewhat spiritual, I don't have that. And I pray to never have that. That type of line of conscience, because it's like, no, I think that does more damage to a person than not. And to be honest with you, I think that falls under the line of religious trauma, but we're not going to get into that. That's a whole different story. But based off of how you view your conscience, based off of how, because no shade, I could go ahead and tell you, bitch, if I was still doing dominatrix, I would not be walking around with broken nails. Okay, let's just say it like that. I'm opening other doors, you know, for me personally. I'm opening up other doors, like YouTube, like, you know, trying to get paid for my Instagram photos, trying to get on more PR lists. You know, I'm really opening more doors for myself, so I'm not just dedicated to one lifestyle. Because a bad bitch like myself, I have too many dreams and too many aspirations of doing too many other things other than just waiting for a text message that says, hey, you available. But I will share something with you. Like, there has been a couple of times where people have come over and they've gotten so mad at me because I wasn't as dominant as they wanted me to be. And most of the men that have had problems with that, problems with the fact that I wasn't being as dominant, were black men. And the reason why I wouldn't be extra dominant with them, because a lot of them that come over, just in general, some of them, they can be very aggressive. So, you know, I already told y'all what happened when a guy threatened to pew me and stuff. So ever since that, I've tried to make sure that does not happen again. Because it's crazy. Like, a lot of the stuff on this wall right here, I could show y'all. A lot of the stuff on this wall, that's from a version of me that's like over 2 years old. No shade. That's not me now. If I'm being completely honest, that's not me now. Which is the reason why I kind of took that poster from behind, because I needed something more light, more feminine. I'm more soft and gentle and feminine. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm more like that. Because to me, it's like you don't get a chance to really enjoy your life, depending on what type of life you want to live, you know, in the light, in the sun, you know, feeling good. Like, just, you know, being on the side of life that you don't have to be so masculine, and you don't gotta be so like aggressive. You know, that's the type of life I want. You know, soft. I don't want to be extra angry, like just aggressive. That shit is, I can't deal with that. And then on top of that, people don't want to be around that. People might act like they want to be around that, but people don't want to be around that. I don't care what nobody say. Yeah, I'm a bitch. I will tell you that. But in terms of being extra aggressive and being rude and all that, I can't do that. That takes too much energy out of me. Been there, done that for several years, you know, and before and after I got my boobs done, you know. So, because when I first got my boobs done and I realized how much money I was making and how much I was able to get everything, because people would be like, how did you get everything back to back? It was because of that. And I feel like During that time, I said, oh, this is a breeze. Oh, I could live my life. I'm staying, I got life figured out. I would have sold my soul so that I could keep that type of lifestyle back in the day, if I didn't feel like I can grow out of it. And as time went on, I started to realize, oh no, that lifestyle really isn't that easy. I was exhausted. My soul was tired. I ain't gonna hold you. My conscience didn't give a fuck, but my soul was tired. And it all hits you at once. Like, you'll think everything's sweet and, oh, this is beautiful. And then somehow, some way, sometime, like, it just, out of nowhere, it would just hit you. And that's what happened to me. Another pro is you are more well respected. That's one thing I did realize. You have more clients that will respect you, that will think twice before pulling the okie doke. You will have clients more so, you know, come over that will, like, not protect you, but they won't harm you. I'm not saying all, but you know, usually when you're having a dom session, you're less inclined to get hurt. Now, if you're having a regular session and you're dealing with a man that might be a little more aggressive and he wants to be the one that's in control, and you are more prone for things to happen that are completely out of your hands, because you're already portraying yourself as somebody that is soft and somebody that is, you know, that can be pushed around. And even though you're not giving that off, that's how men will take it, you know. It does have its pros and it does have its cons. Do I feel like being a dominatrix is more of a safer business than just being a regular 304? Absolutely. They're not going to chase the person that has, I'm a dom in my bio. They're going to chase the person that says, hey, willing to deal with, you know, luxury men, wanting to give you a luxury experience, wanting to give you a five-star upscale experience. I'm here at your convenience. They're going towards those type of girls. You know what I mean? Because at that point, you're already putting yourself in a boat that you're trying to please. And although it might come with just having an easier session or an easier appointment where you don't got to do nothing but just sit there and look cute and be a pillow princess, it can come with a lot of the dangers as well, as opposed to being a dominatrix. And everything is subjective. What I might list as a con, you might see as a pro. The dominatrix lifestyle is kind of trickled down now, because word has gotten around over the last couple of years. You know, it has become more mainstream. It's something that's been in the business for, you know, years, centuries, or whatever. But as of now, where 304ing and doing certain things, that is more so like mainstream now, and people are being more open, and people are talking about it, and people are like, oh yeah, they're making money doing that. Well, I want to get into that. The business has trickled down. There's not as much money as it used to be when it was kind of gate kept. But as of now, I think I was getting in the dominatrix lifestyle while it was on its way out. Hey, I could be wrong. Like I said, that's just what I think. But yeah, this was a full authentic video about this lifestyle. Like I said, I'm not promoting this at all. This lifestyle is I just wanted to tell you guys about it because of educational purposes. That's it. And yeah, it's definitely a lifestyle that was once gate kept, but it's now a lifestyle that has been heavily mainstream, and I don't know if it has the same pull as it used to. I love you guys. I love sharing stories with y'all, telling y'all about things that I feel like a lot of my girls or a lot of my guys out there probably need to know, or a lot of my non-binaries out there that need to know about this. And yeah, I'm working every single day to make sure I bring you guys more authentic content, less edited content, less trying to make sure everything looks extra perfect content. I just want to get the word out, connect with y'all, and love on y'all as y'all love on me, and remain soft and feminine and consistent and staying within my divine feminine. And yeah, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video.